if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. I know a guy if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. I know a guy if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. They had me 6 hours, I said 17 words. I'm like Shady in the snow, I spun, I'm so superb. A legend still remains when his flesh is in the earth. And if they raid your tomb, may they fall upon a curse. Yeah, this 9 I keep for backup. With this I wanted chip, we ran plays. They need to build a statue for this shit. Big plays, a slay couldn't get you through this shit. More grams than Brandon, fiends rushing for a hit. The priest sitting out a diner while you niggas giving tips. You gon' get a C-section, all that pushing through your lips. I hold the desert straight, a shooter told me do my dips. You're just photogenic, not a boss, I'm convinced. Niggas practicing hard for them obituary pics. Shooters watching the gram for them locations of your pics. Linebacker Brunson, call me if you wanna hit. We world champs now, that just come with this shit. Let's go! You want 17 birds? Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. Hit my line if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. I know a guy if you want 17 birds.
Cut the beat, cut the beat, cut the beat. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. It's Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you. And I am the best reporting on the Eagles, man. Oh my God. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about. We about to talk heavy over here, man. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me loud and clear. My guy D-Lo, D'Angelo, Xavier's in the building. You know how we giving it up. Make sure y'all tap in with all the music my guy got going on. Our joint project is coming out very, very soon. We still recording, still tightening up the bolts on that. We're going to bring that to y'all as soon as possible. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to take these off, man, because I need people to look into my eyes for the next 45 minutes or so. Look into my eyes when I talk to you about the moves that the Philadelphia Eagles have made. You know what I mean? I don't know why my skin look all greasy, like I've been running back and forth answering the phone for Howie, but it is what it is, man. We're going to talk about it, man. Let's get into it, man. So we know of all the crazy moves that has happened, you know what I mean, over the course of the last, 48 hours or so. Howie Roseman was able to bring Saquon Barkley back to the fold. We're ecstatic about that in the city for sure. You know what I mean? These type of moves are moves that it's just jaw-breaking moves, man. Jaw-breaking moves, letting the competition know that we here and we here to stay. You know, Saquon Barkley was the first domino that fell. Then you hit him over top of the head again with Josh Huff. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But this video is going to be about how these big name guys really don't affect the bottom line of the Philadelphia Eagles. Really don't affect what we got going on. You know what I mean? Let's get into it real quick. So, you know, these are the numbers, man. These are the numbers for the stars, you know what I mean, of the Philadelphia Eagles right now. The numbers are insane. Jalen Hurts, 13.5, AJ 14.4, Devontae 6.4, Saquon 3.9. The total cap hit for all four of the Philadelphia Eagles stars is $36 million for these stars. Even if you added in Lane Johnson, you know what I mean, it would still have you around just what Dak Prescott, Lane and Goddard, it would have you around just what Dak Prescott is getting. $36 million for these four stars. The hit on Dak Prescott alone is $59 million. The hit on Daniel Jones alone is $47 million. So not only was Howie Roseman able to, you know, make things happen in terms of getting key assets back to the forefront, he's also making sure that it's cap friendly. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's running around with these notions that we are overpaying for Saquon Barkley. $3 million he's getting paid this year. Saquon Barkley's deal is extremely friendly to what we got going on in the city of Philadelphia. Extremely friendly. Extremely friendly. So, you know, that's something that, you know, to keep in mind there as well. And then, you know, bringing back Gardner-Johnson back was crazy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are confused as to why, you know, why we didn't keep him in the first place, why we didn't want to pay him the $8 million for 1 year last year. You know, I can't stress this enough. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders have been both equally, in my opinion, impressive, you know, with what they're doing in free agency. What Dan Quinn is able to do is hold on to a relationship with Bobby Wagner, who they actually just signed that dates back to 10 years. You know what I'm saying? You need people in your front office that are able to have these long-lasting relationships. So when they're in positions to, you know what I mean, acquire talent, or so when they're in positions to, you know, look for the services of guys, those relationships are so solid that you're able to bring these guys back. That's what Dan Quinn was able to do there. It makes me believe that, the Dallas Cowboys front office didn't want Bobby Wagner, because Bobby Wagner clearly would have liked to follow Dan Quinn if he could have. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles were able to have a good enough relationship with Gardner-Johnson to bring him back, even after he seemingly seemed disgruntled. That's the power of the best general manager in the league. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody can make those type of moves and make those type of things happen. But Howie Roseman can. You feel me? Howie Roseman can. You know what I mean? And, some of the guys that we were able to let go, the Philadelphia Eagles, I think I got a graphic on it somewhere. These are some of the, unrestricted free agents as of today, who have yet to find a team. Boston Scott, you know what I mean, is an unrestricted free agent. Rashard Penny, Quez Watkins, Olamide Zakis, Julio Jones, Jack Driscoll, Sua Opeta, Zach Cunningham, Shaq Leonard, Sean Bradley, Avonte Maddox, and Justin Evans. The best person on this roster, in my opinion, that's an unrestricted free agent, I would have to go with Avonte Maddox. You know what I mean? I can see Avonte Maddox getting a call from somebody, you know what I mean, very, very soon. But, who out of this list do you think deserves to come back to the Philadelphia Eagles? If I had to pick one guy, to be honest, I would really like to see what Shaq Leonard can give us with a new defensive regime. You know what I mean? In a rotational capacity. I don't think he'll be able to, be the guy he once was in Indy. But Shaq Leonard is a good name to have as a rotational piece. You know what I mean? If you ask me. So it's exciting to see what the Philadelphia Eagles are going to do in that regard, if you ask me. Who from this list they're going to pluck on a deal to keep some familiarity in the building. You know what I mean? Sean Bradley wasn't bad on special teams at all, but I feel like, Reed Blankenship is also going to slide to special teams if we're going to go get another safety. But, Reed got some skin in the game, and great news, if you want to be honest, Jake Elliott was extended today. I think it was a 4-year deal worth $24 million. He is now tied with Justin Tucker of the Baltimore Ravens. He's a first ballot Hall of Fame kicker for the biggest contracts at their position. So salute to Jake Elliott, because Jake Elliott, in my opinion, Jake Elliott was extremely solid last year. The only player that was more consistent than Jake Elliott, if you ask me, was AJ Brown, when AJ Brown was going through that stretch. You know what I mean? So I respect it. I like it for sure. You know what I mean? I really like what's going on with bringing back Jake Elliott. We also signed our long snapper. You know what I mean? We signed our punter as well. We signed those guys 1- and 2-year deals. Very deserving of those guys. A lot of guys on the special teams, side of the ball, deserve everything they got. So, what's next for the Philadelphia Eagles? What should the Philadelphia Eagles be looking to do? You know what I mean? What should the Philadelphia Eagles be zeroing in on? I see that the Packers, they released a linebacker. His name is, y'all know I'm not that great with names. His name is right off the tip of my tongue. They released him today. I can see Howie Roseman going after a guy of that magnitude. But linebacker. I'm not even mad that we didn't take a crack at Bobby Wagner and try to get Bobby Wagner. A lot of people are under the impression that Bobby Wagner is over the hill. They are misinformed. Bobby Wagner, at 33 years old last year, led the league in tackles. So Bobby Wagner, you know what I mean? It's really no running the ball against a linebacker like Bobby Wagner, who's coming downhill to try to get the ball carrier on the ground. You know what I mean? I'm not going to tell you he's Deion Sanders in coverage, but linebackers are supposed to fill holes and stop the run. The Philadelphia Eagles could have used the services of a guy like Bobby Wagner, but we spent a lot of money right now, so we're going to relax. You know what I'm saying? Bobby Wagner went to follow his guy, Dan Quinn. Bobby Wagner is going to be in the division. You know what I mean? It's looking like it's going to be a dogfight between the Commanders and the Eagles right now, if I had to guess. But the only thing that makes me not too sure about the Commanders and the moves that they made is the quarterback situation over there. It's the quarterback situation over. I think that's where they'll be exposed, where their vulnerabilities will be exposed. But I think that's looking like a top 10 defense this year with the moves they made and with Dan Quinn calling the shots over there. The New York Giants. The New York Giants have been, they've been mildly okay. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say they've been bad. But they add Brian Burns to the pass rush over there. They still got a lot of holes to fill, but they're still able to lure in talent. That's what it's about. If you're able to lure in talent, then you always give yourself a fighting chance in this league. The Dallas Cowboys were not able to lure in talent. You know what I mean? The Dallas Cowboys content creators, they're on Twitter. They're all over the place right now. They're having a meltdown. They're having a panic attack. And it's all music to my ears. It is all music to my ears. The Dallas Cowboys didn't bring in anybody. They're being cheap. You know what I mean? It's almost like, if you want me to keep it a bean, man, now I know some Cowboys content creators probably watching this, but if you want me to keep it a bean, I'll keep it a bean with y'all. It's almost like they're trying to sabotage themselves. This is why I say being a Philadelphia Eagles fan is something that we cannot take for granted. We shall never take it for granted, because our organization always does what's needed to put us in a position to go and get a Super Bowl. Now, you're not going to get a Super Bowl every year, but you damn sure not going to get one by not trying to put yourself in position to get one. It just can't be done. I've never seen a team win a Super Bowl by mistake. I've never seen that happen before. So you got to put your chips in the table and you got to go for it. You know what I mean? Even if that means biting your tongue and swallowing your pride to make things right with a player like Gardner-Johnson, who damn sure deserved the contract last year or the year we went to the Super Bowl. Even if you got to make things right with those type of players, you know what I'm saying? He should have been paid. He should have never been able to walk out the door. We know that. And you want to know why we know that? Because the secondary was so poor in his absence that it made us realize we should have gave him a bag. We could have saved money had we did it last year, probably. We could have saved some money. You know what I mean? The next domino that I believe that really has to fall in terms of the active roster is extending Hassan Reddick. I think it'll be criminal if you don't give the Philadelphia Eagles a chance to see what you can get out of Hassan Reddick and a Bryce Huff on the roster at the same time. I think you owe the Philadelphia Eagles fans that experience. And I think, ultimately that, seeing that duo and seeing those guys, compete, off the edge, and just putting in work the way they putting in work, I would love to see it, man. I really would love to see it, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to accept what you have on your roster, and you got to be able to put those guys in the best situation to succeed. Now, Sweat might be dealt on the deadline. You know what I mean? We should be hearing some news about Sweat. Who knows? Who knows when we'll hear this Josh Sweat news? But, at the end of the day, I'm prepared for it. For sure, I'm prepared for it. You know what I mean? So that's my little taste on what's going on around the division and the moves that they made. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we can't really look too much to the left and to the right of us, because it really don't pertain to us. You know what I mean? All I know is what we do and how we always trying to get better, man. My guy, Draco Stubbs, thank you for the super chat. He said, LB, who do you want for wide receiver 3 to compete with Parker? I would like to bring Oz back. I would like to bring Olamide Zaccheaus back for sure to compete for that spot, man. My guy Lewis Iyer, man, thank you for the super chat. He said, do you think Howie would draft J.J. McCarthy if he's still available at 53? Shout out to Brazil. Definitely shout out to Brazil, man. Shout out to y'all, man. It's going to be a crazy game. My guy sent the super chat from Brazil. It's lit, man. It's definitely lit. I think it's possible that Howie Roseman could do anything at this point, man. Drafting J.J. McCarthy kind of makes sense at 53 if he's there, but having two second-round picks, I think that's when we're going to go for our linebacker. I think our linebacker situation will be dealt with as a high pick in the draft, something we usually don't do. Davon Tyree, thank you for the super chat. He said, LB, in your own opinion, what do you think is going to happen next with free agency? I think that it'll be either be a restructuring of Hassan Reddick's deal or an extension for Hassan Reddick, or I think it'll be the signing of a linebacker, primarily that guy from Green Bay. Or listen, man, we're still supposedly in the play for Justin Simmons. So Justin Simmons, it actually works when you think about it. Gardner-Johnson can play the slot. We just lost Avonte Maddox. That was kind of his role. Justin Simmons could play the slot, you know what I mean, and safety. You know what I mean? Having those two dudes, you know what I mean, that will bring life to Slay and Bradbury. I think Bradbury is going to have a bounce back year, bro. A bounce back year, man. When you have high IQ guys over the top of Bradbury can excel. You know what I mean? I think Bradbury is going to have an amazing year. I know a lot of us might be mad at him, but I like Bradbury to bounce back this year. I like Slay to bounce back this year. My dark horse for cornerback that I think is going to step up. I think Keely Ringo is going to show us something. You know what I mean? Smitty could be extended. It could be a lot of things that could happen next right now. But you know, I think you got some time to wait on Smitty. You know what I'm saying? I think you really do got some time to wait on that situation with Smitty, but I would definitely try to get Hassan Reddick done first before Smitty. Not saying Smitty don't deserve it, but I think you got some time with that 5th-year option. You know what I mean? A lot of people think Cunningham should stay. Isaiah Rodgers is going to be the sleeper. I can see Isaiah Rodgers going to be the sleeper. I would love to see Isaiah Rodgers on punt return for sure. You know what I'm saying? Mike Williams did just get cut. I don't think we go after a guy like Mike Williams. I could see that being the move the Dallas Cowboys make since they lost Michael Gallup. But they being cheap right now. They're not trying to spend no money, man. They're not trying to spend no money. And you know, understanding how contracts work, it's just critical. It's just critical if you're going to be a content creator in this thing, man. It's critical, man. I mean, it's critical, man. I think that Dak Prescott has severely handicapped the organization with that big money that he's due this year. Think about it, man. All the criticism that you've taken over the years of you, Dak Prescott, the wild stuff that they doing in the media over there. You had a guy, you had the radio station that represents the Cowboys bring on the defense of a person that's trying to sue Dak for alleged sexual assault. You bring on the attorney of the person who's trying to sue your QB1 in a year where he's due for an extension. You know what I mean? Make that make sense. If I'm Dak Prescott, I want my $60 million, bro, and I can hit free agency after seeing what Kirk Cousins got. That's just keeping it real. Kirk Cousins coming off an ACL, got $50 million guaranteed, $180 million contract. Kirk Cousins damn near made a $500 million and only won one playoff game. If I'm Dak Prescott, I'm going to take my $60 million from the Dallas Cowboys and I'm going to walk next year in free agency and go to the Vikings and somebody who's going to pay a big bag. So you know what I mean? It's just the downfall of the Dallas Cowboys is right in front of us, yo. It's right in front of us. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. I think the Commanders and the Philadelphia Eagles going to sweep these guys this year. I really, really believe that. You know, I really believe that. But you know, it ain't about just beating the Dallas Cowboys for us. How much it is about the Dallas Cowboys wanting to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. You know what I mean? We don't really get off on that type of stuff. We want to win a Super Bowl. That's why we make the moves that we make to win a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Mansa Musa, what up? You know what I'm saying? We win the move. We make the moves we make to win Super Bowls. We don't make the moves to compete with the division. We know we're better than everybody in the division. We know the Cowboys don't have weapons. The Giants don't have a quarterback. The Commanders don't have a quarterback. They could get all the talent they want. They don't have a quarterback. If the Commanders are going to try to move up to go after Caleb Williams, we cool. We'll see the rookie a couple of times a year. I'm not afraid of nobody in this division. I'm trying to go and get to the Super Bowl. That's what it's about for the Philadelphia Eagles. This division has never been our competition. Now, the success of this team depends on the competency of the coaches, man. Imagine this roster with Mike Tomlin and the discipline that Mike Tomlin can command out of a roster like this. Imagine this roster with Bill Belichick. You know what I'm saying? Which is why now I'm not going to sit here and act like I wasn't an advocate for Sirianni being gone. Keep Howie Roseman because Howie Roseman is going to get the players. Go get you a coach that's going to demand excellence. That's going to demand excellence. Right now, I just don't feel like we have that. That's still the weakest part of this football team to me is the coaching staff. Who's going to get the most out of these players? I'm worried about that because the talent is there. The experience is there. But who is going to get the most out of these players? Who is going to get this team back to where they need to be? Who going to do it? This roster is so loaded, you can afford to jump at number 22 and get Edgerrin Cooper or Colston from Michigan, who will be my favorite. You can afford to jump for one of them guys. That's how stacked this is right now. That's how stacked this thing of ours is. Now, I don't think we're going to jump for the linebacker in the first round because we got 2 second-round picks, but this thing of ours is looking really, really good right now. The weakest link is head coach, and that's the scariest thing about it. The scariest thing about it. You know what I'm saying? Joe Glads, we're going to get your pick. Enjoy your running back. We'll take your 22nd overall pick. What make you think you're going to get our pick? You think we tampered with Saquon Barkley? Y'all miserable over there. Y'all looking for a gift. Y'all looking for a gift, Giants fans. And enjoy your running back. We'll take your 22nd overall pick. You're not going to do nothing with the pick. You're not going to do nothing with the pick. Giants fans are laughable to me. This whole Saquon Barkley thing is showing just how inept those guys really are, if you want me to be for real. If you wanted Saquon Barkley, you should have offered them a deal. Hey, you got to pay to play. You let him test the market, and Saquon Barkley is the football version of you could fuck around and find out. He the football version of that. This is what happens when you F around. You will find out. And y'all just found out the hard way. Y'all just found out the hard way. We see Saquon as a generational talent. Y'all did at one point, which is why y'all drafted him. Y'all did that. Y'all see him how we see him. Y'all took him number 2. You know what I'm saying? If you wanted to do, you should have paid for his services. Don't be mad at us. You think we tampered with Saquon? Prove it. Prove it. Prove it. Penn State coach said how we talked to Saquon. You can't do that. Prove it. Prove it. Prove where Howie Roseman talked to Saquon Barkley. I don't give a damn what the Penn State coach said. Prove it. Prove we tampered with him. Prove it. You know what I mean? How much did y'all pay to get him to say that? Where's the proof? Where's the email traffic? We don't deal with he say, she say. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy being a bottom tier team again. You decided to pay Daniel Jones over Saquon Barkley. I don't give a damn about tampering. Y'all crying about tampering. The Dallas Cowboys crying about the lack of moves by Jerry Jones. You know what I'm saying? Dallas Cowboys content creators on Twitter talking about boycotting the season. Y'all crying about tampering. Y'all got nothing to look forward to in New York. It's over. We took Saquon from y'all. Y'all got to see him 2 times a year. We don't give a damn about that number 22 pick. You want to know why? You want to know why? Because we going to go sign free agents. We know how to get good. We don't need the draft to get good. Take what you going to do with the 22nd pick? Make it make sense. What are you going to do with it? You owe Daniel Jones $47 million this year. $47 million this year. Y'all paid Kenny Golladay before y'all paid Saquon Barkley. Come on, bro. I usually don't even have it. Like, out of all of the teams in the division, I respect the Giants the most. I've told Bad Dog this many a times. I respect the Giants the most. But this free agency showed me just how much y'all don't make sense. Y'all crying about a running back that y'all never tried to put pieces around. Saquon Barkley was running behind the second worst offensive line last year. The second worst offensive line last year. Now you're about to run behind the best offensive line. So if you got your proof, get your 22nd pick. We want the Lombardi, bro. We don't care. So what? We tampered to get Saquon Barkley. It's Saquon Barkley, a generational talent. So what? We tampered to get Saquon Barkley, if that's the narrative you want to run with. I don't care. I don't care. As long as at the end of the day, we got something like this in our hands. That's all I care about. That's all I care about. At the end of the day, holding up one of those. That's all it is. That's what it's about for us. That's what it's about for us. Give me my second one. Give me my second one. Tamper for Saquon Barkley, man. Well, you about to make me treat you like the Cowboys on everything. Them boys mad over there, man. But it is what it is, man. We gonna handle our business. We gonna do what we got. We gonna do what we gotta do. I want to shout out to y'all too, for sure, yo. Shout out to y'all because the Saquon Barkley T-shirt. You know what I'm saying? While we on the topic of tampering, you know what I'm saying? The Dead to Me T-shirt been jumping out the gym. The Dead to Me T-shirt been jumping out the gym. Now, if you know me, you know that I have graduated from being a content creator. I am a content curator. I curate fire art. And you know, all of my designs and things of that nature will be available very, very shortly for not only do I put them on shirts and hoodies and things of that, big print champs in the building, they will be available for frames so we can, you know, put them in your man cave for art. You know what I'm saying? And if anybody buys one of the frames, I'm personally going to sign it and send it to you. You know what I'm saying? And you can put all of my artwork in your man cave. It will stand the test of time for sure, man. So I want y'all to go to Print Champs. You know what I'm saying? Go over to Big Print Champs. Y'all know where it's at. The legendary Hurt Season hat, things of that nature. Go over to Big Print Champs. Use code BULLY10. You're going to see it down at the bottom left of the screen. Bully space 10. Get 10% off on your next order. everything. This code applies to whatever you want it to apply to. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you go and get your Saquon Barkley shirt. I should have put legal tampering on the back of it, since everybody want to be crying and complaining. But go get your Dead to Me Saquon shirt. You know the vibes with that. I'm going to keep my ears glued to the street so I can make sure I get y'all the best news possible, man. The best fans in the world. Gardner-Johnson, we absolutely accept your apology. You know what I'm saying? We accept your apology, and we will see this team in the NFC Championship or bigger next season. You can mark my words on that, man. So I want y'all to, you know what I mean, have a productive day, things of that nature. And we're going to chop it up real soon when the Philadelphia Eagles make their next splash, because we know we're going to do that. You know the vibes.